Please watch this.
Let me answer you then.
Bring the camps I can go to.
Okay.
Which country do you come from?
I'm from Congo.
Congo.
You're from Congo. What is the nearest country to Congo? If you're seeking refuge in South Africa, because according to foreign policy,
You're supposed to go
you must
to Ghana.
migrate to there.
You're
So
supposed
you
to
cannot
go to
come to
Ghana.
South Africa, seek refuge
supposed
in
to
a
go
wrong
to
country
South Africa
and
not the
ask
nearest-
us silly questions, ma'am.
No, the government. Will
Which
provide.
government?
The government.
Which
will provide.
government? Which government you're
My
talking
guy,
about?
let me tell you something.
Every government.
Shh, shh, keep quiet. We don't have time to reason with foreigners. Leave, my guy.
Let's go, ma'am.
No.
Let's go, ma'am.
Shush. Leave. Leave.
Let's go.
We don't reason with foreigners. We don't want the
You ran away from your problems. You
The black South African is the most colonized black human on the planet Earth. Imagine the illogic of getting angry at another black human being who's, mind you, we're Africans in Africa at this point, right? And it's really sad. Just side note, when the black peoples are in Europe, they say go back to Africa. When the black peoples are in Asia, they say go back to Africa. When the black peoples are in the Americas, they say go back to Africa. So what we're dealing with are Africans in Africa. But still, apparently they find no home in the one place that actually is their home. So you have these disgusting South African devils telling a Congolese African that you can't be here. And he even says this is how strange the logic is. He says, you came from Congo. How many countries did you have to pass to get here? Little buddy, go talk to them white folks in your country. You know, the same ones that abused your grandmothers. How far did they have to come to get to you? They came from the opposite side of the globe. Talk to those Asians. They had to cross oceans to get to you. And in both cases, they now constitute your merchant class and control your economy. They laugh at you fools while you argue with other blacks, crabs in a barrel, scrambling for the crumbs falling off of the table of the white man who dominates the land of your forefathers. I condemn the South Africans. I encourage everyone to boycott. I encourage everyone to do everything they can to undermine and to destroy the South African government and people who are not standing up against these hate crimes. These are hate crimes. Marquettism is for the kids. Marquettism saves lives. Oh, yeah, and one more thing. South Africans are so phony. I had an open debate. I said anyone can come. I also reached out to the leaders of Dadula. They pretended as though they didn't get the messages. We know they got the messages. And all the South Africans we invited to debate, 11 in total, only one showed up. Only one. You guys are cowards. It's well known. And that's why you go for the easy target to attack Africans instead of attacking your true enemy. Those Afrikaners, those whites, those Boers.
In South Africa, we're used to being the center of global attention. But make a note of that reaction from the US and many others like it. He calls us devils and crabs and disdains our nation because of the actions of a few. This is a US-centric trap. By stripping away nuance, states' failure to manage borders, the collapse of our economy, and the desperation of our people, they turn our tragedy into a viral moment for their own agenda. They aren't interested in the Congolese man's safety. They're interested in South Africa as a place that needs saving by external powers. We are on the menu and this outrage is the seasoning. Share this or don't, but don't let an outsider define your soul.
You guys, you South Africans have gone into hospitals and you have kicked out sick black people seeking treatment. You guys are devils. That's how I feel about it. You guys are devils.
That is devil behavior. That is true.
Yes,
that is true. But that is not all South Africans. But that is not all South Africans.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you why it is. It's all South Africans for the mere fact that we have never seen an organized effort to stop it.
Yes.
So I'll give you an example, madam. Don't interrupt me, young man. Silence.
All right.
Madam, if I'm standing next to a grown man taking advantage of a girl who is a minor, and I stand there and do nothing, can I rightly claim that I don't condone it? I mean, I didn't actively abuse the girl with him. I didn't actively lay my hands on her. But if I stood there, could I call myself a good person, a good man, while I watch the crime? You guys are all spectators of the crime. You're not good people. You guys are devils. And I will not call you anything other than a devil until you guys do something. And I pray that you guys are hunted. Wherever you are found outside of South Africa, I pray that you are all hunted until you guys raise up your voices against this, until I hear a Trevor Noah speaking against this, until I hear an Elon Musk speaking against this, whoever else, SZA or whatever the hell that harlot is, whatever South African is outside of South Africa, until they are pressured to speak up against this, they should be hunted.
So I'm supporting it because I think the attack on immigrants at the moment is also an attempt to make South Africans look away from the things that are standing in the way of delivery of what everybody needs.
What are some of the issues as far as anti-foreigner sentiments and actions are concerned that we are complaining about today, that we have seen?
So I think things like blocking clinics, saying clinics can only be for some people. Okay, and it's a problem because if the, sorry, excuse me.
No, that's
if the clinic queue gets shorter, I think budgets are going to be further cut, which is already the problem, not that some 5 to 10% of people in our country were born elsewhere.
How do you think the government of South Africa should intervene? We have seen these anti-foreigner sentiments growing. We have seen sometimes violence being implemented by those that are evicting foreigners from their trading stores.
Yes.
How do you suggest the government should deal with this?
Well, I think they're supposed to, if they were serious about being for human rights and against racism, then I think they would intervene to stop those kinds of things. But I fear actually that a lot of the anti-immigrant sentiment is actually coming from the top. So that is part of the problem that I fear we face.
So
it's too convenient. It's too convenient for government.
You think the government officials that are pushing these sentiments?
We have definitely seen it since the end of apartheid. Actually, quite soon after the end of apartheid, Mandela was already making veiled comments like, "Thank you for coming here, but you can go back to your home countries now." And I think right from the start, we've also seen whenever there's a flare-up in anti-migrant sentiment, often there's things being hidden behind that, right? Or things being excused. And we've often seen important figures, whether official government figures or, for example, members of royal families, making those comments and not being brought to book for it. There's no accountability. Right, so for a long time I think government has been failing on this issue and allowing racism to creep back in the door, a different kind of racism.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, we're now going to take you back to see.
You can imagine people, black people unaliving their fellow black people. Black people asking their fellow blacks to leave their country. They prefer the Indians, the Chinese, the Indonesians to be in their country than their fellow black skin. Oh, it is a pity what is currently happening in South Africa. And it's not all South Africans that are participating in this. That is the issue. But the thing is that, do you guys know right now that the wise people are laughing at Africans? They are laughing bitterly at us. They are saying we are not united. At least the white folks, they like themselves because their skin is white, so they tolerate themselves. You will go to Europe, they will say black people leave our country. You will go to America, you will see how they've been fighting. The blacks have been fighting for their lives since the slave trade era. And then now you come to Africa and see South Africans treating their fellow blacks the same way. What do you guys think the white folks are going to think about you guys? They'll be like, yeah, we were right chasing the black folks out of our country because they don't even love themselves. They are in South Africa. They are fighting one another. They cannot stand one another. Imagine that they are the same race. They are Melanie. They are black people. These people don't even need to cross oceans and seas to come to to the other country. They are neighbors, and yet they hate and despise each other. So we are white, we are different. Our skin texture is different. The way we look is different from how they look. How do we now love them? That is what is happening right now. The white people are laughing at us Africans. We cannot reunite. Why? Why do you want to be a slave to your colonial master? Do you prefer the white people to be in your country than the blacks? Do you guys even know what you are doing? These new generations of South Africa, have you guys gone back to your history book to read and know what really happened during apartheid? I think you don't want to know. We have to unite as one. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. I'll see you on my next episode.